My second go at doing a sand dune, north east Norfolk coast or wherever. Sand dunes are sand dunes. Very difficult to paint because they're very delicate colours. So I'm using more or less a full palette. I'm trying to keep away from the Payne's grey. I'm going to use lemon yellow, filthy lemon yellow. Get a bit of a wet tissue just to clean that off. Lemon yellow, raw sienna, alizarin crimson, light red, ultramarine, burnt umber, and burnt sienna. I think in this sort of delicate type of scene, the Payne's grey would tend to deaden. It's a good shortcut to a lot of darks, but it doesn't always suit, I don't think. Right, I'll wedge the paper all over, which is Fabriano £130 weight that I buy from Grantham's. It comes in blocks of 100 sheets, 15 inches by 11, very good way to buy it. It's a good paper for this. I'm beginning to find I can dry brush on it when the paper is bone dry and my brush is just damp, or just a bit more than damp. Right, so that's a nice little bit of wet. So I'll bring the hairs of my brush together, just take off the excess moisture, and I'll put in a background of raw sienna. Just a basic warm colour that goes behind the darker clouds. It's the lights cloud. We have sort of paint around the edges of it. I'll show you the negative shade. So I want quite a bluish sky, bright sky. So I must order some more paint. So that I'm painting around the clouds. You need your darker blue over the top here. And as you come to the horizon, just ease up on the colour, on the pigment. Right, as that soaks in, it stretches the paper, it expands the paper, and where we reclip it and keep it all nice and flat. So you don't really need to stretch your paper before you use it. So we'll put in some nice easy clouds, a bit of blue and red, the light red. We don't want to go mad with this, but it's going to be a delicate picture, and we don't want too much competing with the dunes. So just showing the clouds disappearing into the horizon there. Right, okay. Could probably put a little bit darker on the bottom of those clouds there. The sky is not the painting, the sand dunes are. So I'll reclip again, and I'm going to give it a bit of a dry now. So take your headphones off. allow me to crack on. So see, a mixture of bit of burnt sienna, raw sienna with the blue. It gives a sort of a bluey, greeny North Sea colour. So I had marks with a rule, but that will disappear when I put the paint on. Don't want much of the sea showing here. Just a little bit, and as we come down we can showing the little waves coming, little ripples coming in. And then I'll put in some nice and neat blue just under there, just to show some of the sky reflected in the wet water here. And we've got the nice sienna in there as well, so we'll just put some of that in. Blue in there. Soften the bath, got a bit heavy in there. Probably going to get invaded by a dog, my son's dog. We're looking after him. His dog minder is at a funeral today, so we've got the dog. You can hear him barking. So be prepared. Right, I'll dry that off. The light is going to come from the left here so that I can cast a shadow on the beach. So now we want some nice burnt umber, just a tiny bit of burnt umber, a bit of blue, because this is going to be the sand dunes. A bit warmer as we're coming in inland a bit, coming around the bay. Okay, dry. And I'll touch in now some bluey grasses. A bit darker as we're coming round. Now I need that soft on the top, I don't need any detail on it. Okay. Now I'm going to put in, just dry that off, and I'm going to put in some edge to this. But I better put in the beach first. So burnt umber is a good beach colour, but faint. And mixing a bit of sienna with it as you come. Right, that'll probably go wrong because it's. Keep it wet, then it might not go in those horrible cauliflowers. This is only an underpainting. Let's see what happens to that. That's probably ruined. Right, now I'll dry that off. Because I can probably dry brush over that. Some bit of the cloud. Right, now the grasses, so lemon yellow, ultramarine, light red, and the darkener will be the burnt sienna. Dry that off. And now put in the umber and the sienna. And as we come to the foreground, just warm it up a bit. I'm going to put in a cast shadow on all of this. Right, dry. Headphones off. And some shadow now. Clean the brush. And this is the shadow from the dunes going across the beach. Then over that I'll put some detail. I'll have to dry this off. Right, headphones off. Now I've got to throw that. Oh, itch. Probably allergy from the filthy rag on, wiping my paintbrush on. Rigger. Now good rich juicy paint, blue burnt sienna, and we'll start to put a bit of detail in. Really lemon yellow in there. Plenty of water. See the wind, trying to show the wind blowing, the marram grass. Try to show a few. We don't want too much of it, we just. Otherwise, you're losing the impression of the thing. Yeah. I'm struggling today. Yet I'm compelled to do it. There's little bits here, but heavier ones in the foreground. And we're using a lot of burnt sienna in the mix with the blue. Right, I need some detail in there now, so give some scale to this. Let's put some figures in. I'll take a little bit out between the legs there, that's just a little bit too don't want these too small, I hope you can see. put in a bit of a cast shadow. Right, okay, let's just let it dry. And with a bit of tissue, I'll just lift up a little bit of the paint, lift out a little bit of the paint there. And just take some out, that leg's a bit thick there. Oh, that's better, that's not too bad. I'll sign it, we'll put some... Put these on the blotches. Sign. Not much more I can do with this. As I say, I don't practice these before I do them. I just have a go. I think being surrounded by, well, being in suburbia, being surrounded by countryside, well, not surrounded, I mean I'm suburban, but I'm more familiar with trees and hills and things than coast scenes. The only time I go to the coast is on holiday, and I haven't been up to Norfolk for some years. Well, I'm going to let that go. I'm going to put it in a mount and have a look to see what we've done. I'll put it in a big mount first, and then if it doesn't work very well, we'll put it in a smaller mount. Oh, it's not too bad. I reckon I could probably lift out a little bit of this here, just a bit too dark. Just reduce that intensity a little bit. That's better. It's just a little bit too solid. Right, that's okay. Oh dear. Hold on. Stick that back. I'm too stingy to use another bit of tape. Right. Oh, there we are. That's the best I can do today, I think. Not a lot of recession in here. I don't think I've made a very good job of that. Let's use a smaller amount and see what that looks like. See if that's any better. It's very similar to the last one, isn't it? Except it's the other side. Right, I'm going to let that go. That's it's not too bad. It's not great. We'll work at these, I think. Thanks for watching. I'll zoom you in on that. Let's say that is the demonstration, not the one, the larger version. I'll do them again. Let's see how we go. You have a go at them yourself. See how you get on. Come down there. They're not easy because they're very delicate. The sand colours, you've got quite close tones. But I think the sea is okay. I've got the reflection just about in the limpid water here. The wetness. It's got a bit cauliflower. I tried to do something about that. But figures, they're okay. I could put a smaller one there just to give it a bit of bit more linear perspective. So I'm sort of on the eye line with, say, their heads. So when you do that, let's put a little head here, the same height, but a couple there. See? There, you can hardly see them, but they're there. When you, for figures going away from you, provided you're on the same, your head's the same height as theirs, going into distance, all their heads will be on the same level, apart from the few inches of height difference in height anyway. But their feet will go up, their legs will go up, because the vanishing point is along that line. If that makes sense. If you put them down here, they would be totally wrong. You'll have two vanishing points. So that's a bit of a lesson there. Let's just right. Okay. Thanks for watching. I'll zoom you back, and you can have a little gander of that. There we are. Right. Bye for now.